Hey guys, I'm back. I'm gonna give an update. Um, it's still morning right now, so good morning. It's Wednesday, October 12th. I just got back from working a festival in San Antonio. Just got back this past Monday. It was a 2 day festival, Saturday and Sunday. It was the Barbacoa Big Red Festival. And I'm going to get to those details in a little bit. There's a few things that I did this weekend that festival. But just to kind of recap from my previous video that featured Cesar Chato Sanchez, the drummer from Signal. I did get a hold of him, and he did agree. We are going to plan something to where I can have a little formal interview with him and go over his gear in more detail. I know I just kind of talked about it the last video, so just kind of wanted to get that out of the way. Now, this is going to be probably two videos. That way I don't make one very lengthy one. There's kind of two parts to it. And this first part, which I'm going to talk about, is based on this festival and that I backlined the drums. I'm going to talk about some of the gear that I was using. I don't have my whole drum kit accessible right now. I do have a few drums right beside me here that I can showcase, and I'll talk about what I was using. I just don't have. I did take pictures, so I'll be posting the pictures once we set up. And again, I was working, right, so I couldn't really give so much detail, but you guys will see what I'm talking about. So the drum kit I was using is a pork pie. It was all maple. I was using two rack toms, a 10 and a 12, and one floor tom, which is a 16-inch floor tom. The kick is a 22 by 20, so the diameter is 22 and lengthwise it was 20. It's pretty good. It's a Canon. It's I believe if I recall the color of it, it's a wrap. I believe it's called blood sparkle or red blood sparkle, something like that. I think it's red blood sparkle. Let me show you guys one of the drums here that I was using based on that kit. That's it right there. So you can see that blood red sparkle. It was a nice kit. I mean, it sounded great. And my hat's off to Pork Pie and Bill Dedamore. So I'll be giving a shout out and put a link in the description of this video here. A lot of people were familiar with their snares. Some of the drummers that I was talking to were familiar with Pork Pie and have used some of the snares, but they had never really been on a kit, and there were no complaints. The kit sounded fantastic. It was great. No complaints at all. So, and I am using Aquarian drum heads. These are Performance 2s. They sounded great as well. I don't know if it'll do any justice here. But I love Aquarian drum heads. And yeah, ever since I switched, I think I started when I first started many years ago. I started with Remo. Then I kind of experimented a little bit with Evans. And then a buddy of mine turned me on to Aquarian. And that's it. I haven't looked back. On that kick drum, that 22-inch kick, I've got the Super Kick 2 on the batter side. And I have the Aquarian, the regulator, on the resonant side. All right. So it's a great combination. I do have some muffling. I have a pillow in there and so forth to give it that tight, hard hitting punch. So that was the 10-inch that I showed you. I'm not gonna display the whole kit here. And as far as cymbals, I was using all Sabian. My hats were 15-inch HHX accelerators. I had many great compliments on that. They were very crisp. The ride I was using was a Paragon ride. I think it's the Neo Pearts ride. I forgot the diameter of it. I think it's a 21 inch, maybe 21 or 22. I think it's 21. Had great compliments on that. It was, I mean, you can hear that ping and the bell. I mean, it was great. I had two crashes. One was an 18-inch AAX dark crash, which was on the left side of the kit. And then on the right side, the right crash was an AAX stage crash. It was a 20-inch. That projected awesome. I did have an Evolution on there, but I just thought live, Evolutions are great. It was a 20-inch that I had, but I switched it out for that stage ride. I just think the stage crash, I'm sorry. I think it just projected a lot better. And I had a China as well, an AAX, I forget what it's called, Explosion or something like that. It was pretty good China. And I was using DW hardware, a double pedal, the 9000 series from DW. And my hi-hat stand was also DW. The 5000 series is that two-legged one. You guys will see in the picture. So, yeah, it was great. We were running Audix mics on toms. The kick, I had an Audix, the D6 on the outside, and that Shure, forgive me, I don't recall the model number of it, but it's that squared one. We placed that inside the kick. It's a very low profile type of really capture that low end. So if anybody knows, you guys can comment. I don't recall the model number. The overheads were also Audix. And for the snare we're using a SM57 top and bottom. They were perfectly aligned. Hi-hats were also an Audix condenser, the same thing as we were using for the overheads. So that was, I mean, it sounded really awesome. I mean, really awesome. I'll put some clips and pictures of that, different clips of some of the bands that we're using, some of the drummers behind the bands that we're using. Mind you, I was working, right? So I'm kind of, my angle as I was recording was somewhat behind the drummer, diagonally behind, since I was backlining, had to be there on stage in case something went wrong or, so I can go ahead and take care of it. I was kind of taking at the same time and helping out with the sound crew and so forth, the company I represent, which is Texas AVL. Shout out to them. Great personnel, great company. Sounded great. So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of wanted to give a quick little rundown on what I was using. Now I do have another kit. And I'm working on getting a DW's collector series also, because I'm starting to get into this backlining thing. So I'm working on that and shopping around for a DW collector's kit right now. But there is another kit. Let me show you. I've got this one. This is a 10-inch. This is a D drum. That Dios series. And I bought this one, again, Aquarian Heads, right? I'll get to that again right now. I bought this one in San Antonio, Texas at a drum shop called Jeff Ryder. And by the way, I just heard the news about 2 days ago that Mr. Jeff Ryder, the father, passed away. So, our condolences go out to the Ryder family. Our hearts go out to y'all and Jeff, their son, phenomenal drummer as well. So, our condolences to y'all. And so when I purchased this drum set, I was actually going in there to get a drum set that I could use like for a practice set, so I can just have at one of our bandmates' homes and just not move it. So I was looking at something, affordable but good. And I had already seen a D drum kit that was all maple. I think it was like a 6-piece or something. But I walk in there and young Jeff Jr., the son, is pulling this drum kit out of the back to put it back on the show floor, and it caught my attention. I mean, I think it's a very nice kit, and it's all Bubinga. I mean, it's all Bubinga. So you can see the inside of the shell. I haven't changed the resonant heads yet. I've used this kit, and this is the Aquarian Super 2s. They sound really good. Like I said, I love Aquarian. And so Jeff was giving me a little story. Let me put this down now. He was giving me a story about this. The story about that drum kit, that apparently they only made about 50 of them, I believe. And I think a few or several, I don't know, maybe 4 or 3, I don't know. Some of them got damaged in transporting. So, I mean, when I saw it, I had to just take it. So I go ahead and, I bought that one. I know it was a good decision because I didn't want to walk away and drive home regretting not to buy that one. It was more expensive. It really was, but it was a good deal. So, and touching on Aquarian, like there's something that, let me grab this head here. Here's like a Super 2 here. This is a 10-inch. And I don't know if you'll be able to hear, but I mean, these things have some tone. Like if you just, hit it on your palm, like you can hear like there's that tones there, I don't know. I'm not getting paid for any of this. I do this because I love drums. I love drumming. I do it for that. So, I mean, I think Aquarian again has great heads. So, I mean, other than that, I guess I'll go ahead and just kind of close it with, on to the next video, right? And again, this is going to be like a 2-series video. I don't know if this will be the first one or the second one or what, but this next video that I'm going to record right now is going to introduce two drummers from that festival. And you guys will see some little snippets, and we already agreed as well to meet up later and, again, have a little interview, talk to them and see what they're using, see what gear they're using and what are their future plans. These 2 young men, they got some good chops, and you'll see in the next video some of the clips, footage. And again, I was behind them. And you can hear the tonality of the drums even better, like without them going, through the PA and so forth. But you'll see them, you can hear it through the wedges and all that. But I mean, it's great. So yeah, let me get on with the next video, and you guys will see these two young men, these drummers. They're very good, great people too. It was good. So anyway, on to the next one. All right, catch you on a bit.